Hey there, gorgeous souls, it's Vix, and I'm here with your all signs reading for the month of May 2024. We're already in May, but it's all good. We still have so much left of this year to make it exactly what we want to make it. I hope that this reading will help and support you on your journey, to inspire you to get on your best and highest path and do everything that you are here to do this year and in this lifetime. So this is an all signs reading. If you haven't seen one of these before, the general gist is that I'm going to pull an oracle and a tarot card from these decks, from the Goddesses Among Us Oracle. This is the deck that I created with Ellie Grant. That's out now. If you like the deck, please go and grab a copy and leave a review. That would be amazing. And we're also using the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot. This is one of my favorite tarots. It's just so pretty, so beautiful, and it gives such great readings as well. So I'll be pulling one of each for every sign. If you only know your sun sign, your kind of general star sign, then you can go and listen to that reading. If you know your big three, your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign, you can go and listen to all of those. If you don't know those, or you do know those but you like a little bit extra, you can go through the list and you can just choose whichever signs you're drawn to. So you don't have to be a Scorpio to listen to the Scorpio message. You may just be really drawn to that sign for some reason. So do whatever you want with this video. I know there are people who just kind of listen to the whole thing and take what resonates. Please do always take what resonates, leave the rest. Not everything in these readings is probably going to be for you, but hopefully there'll be something in there that strikes a chord that brings you some support and guidance with where you're at on your journey. Okay, before we begin, we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths together. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're somewhere where it's safe for you to do this. If you've got this on while you're doing something else, please don't do this. But you can still take a moment to just settle in and just kind of arrive in the space. So take a deep inhale and exhale, and deep inhale and exhale, and one more deep inhale and exhale. And then just take a moment here to set an intention. If there's a question on your heart or your mind that you would like some guidance or clarity on, you can bring that into the space. And I'd just like to set the intention here that everything that comes through is in alignment with your best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all. And so it is. Okay, so I've done something a little bit different this month. Instead of taking time during the reading to shuffle, I have already shuffled all of the cards and I put them in piles. I've shuffled out, so I deliberately chose one for each of the signs. I haven't looked at them yet, so I don't know what they are. So we're going to find out together, but that's how we're going to do it this month. And so we are going to begin with Taurus this month, because it is, of course, Taurus season. So Taurus, let's have a look at your cards. Okay, so I'm loving both of these cards for you right off the bat. So let's talk about your oracle card first. Aphrodite, beauty, romance, and self-love. So this is every time I see the Aphrodite card, I just feel like it's just a kind of a sigh of relief. And, it's kind of this energy that brings us back into our bodies. It brings us back into our heart. It kind of invites us to get off the treadmill, get off the hamster wheel, whatever kind of machinery we feel like we're on sometimes in this life. And it just invites us to come back to the heart. So this month, whatever's going on for you, whatever is kind of coming up, whatever challenges you're facing, whatever difficulties are kind of presenting themselves to you, your advice is to take a pause and come back to the heart. So this is not a really good month to fly off the handle about anything. Not that it's ever like a really good time to do that, but sometimes there's a time and a place for letting it fly. And other times it's really good to just take a pause. So if something's annoying you, if something's frustrating you, if something's feeling really challenging, take a moment before you react. I feel like you're getting some really strong guidance here around don't react. Like, try not to react. Try not to react immediately when things go wrong, or when things don't go how you wanted them, or when somebody is rude to you. Like, try to just kind of like close your eyes, take a pause, take a deep breath, and really like consider why things are happening rather than just reacting to them. And this will give you like such a deeper experience of life if you can do that. And I'm not going to pretend that it's always easy, but the more that you're able to do that and come back to your own heart and take a pause and not just react to any little old thing that frustrates you or annoys you or, gets in your way, then life's going to be just so much easier, right? So then your tarot is the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is perfect for you. The Taurus energy is very much about grounding, about connecting in with the earth, about creating stability and safety. So there's a message here around kind of asking you, what can you do this month to create that feeling for yourself? We often look for these feelings of stability and safety outside of ourselves. Like, we want a good paying job, or we want a certain home situation, we want a house, we want to own our own house, we want these things that are going to make us feel safe. And that's true. Those things do make us have that sense of security, but there's a question here around how can you create that when you don't always necessarily see and feel it in your life? How can you create that sense of security and groundedness and trust? Trust yourself, trust your path, trust your guides, trust that things are working out for you. How can you kind of create that within yourself, or even create that in your outside world, rather than like waiting for somebody else to come and do that for you? Okay, Taurus, I really hope that resonated. Aphrodite, the Four of Wands. Beautiful cards for you this month. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Happy birthday if it's your birthday this month. And if you'd like to work with me, all of the links are below on how we can do that together this month. Sending you lots of love. Okay, Gemini, let's see what is in the cards for you. So I actually have these up backwards. I'm just going to turn those around. Okay, so Gemini, you've got some really nice... You got a really nice energy here anyway with the Oracle card. We'll come to the Tarot in a second. So your Oracle card is Fortuna. Fortune, fate, and luck. Whenever I see this card, I always feel like it's there's abundance and prosperity available, but sometimes it's not super obvious. Sometimes it's not what you think it is, or sometimes it's not going to come in how you think it's going to come in. This is kind of like, hey, it's available to you, but you might need to really kind of seek it out or look for it and essentially create your own luck. Like, create a situation in your life, create the energy within yourself where you're going to be more aligned to the opportunities that you want to attract. Whatever you want to attract in your life, whether it is fortune, money, opportunities, whatever it is, there's some guidance here for you that it's really about becoming aligned to what that is. So, a great example that I always use is if you want more money to come in, the first thing you've got to do is start taking care of the money that you already have. And I know that's a message for me as well. I'm somebody that always puts off the bookkeeping. It's like the last thing I want to do. But when I do that, and when I face it head on, and when I, sit down and pay my taxes and sort out all of the stuff, that kind of opens up like a portal for, the universe is like, okay, she knows what she's doing. She's going to look after it if we bring her more. So often we ask for more money, we ask for more stuff, but there's no space in our life for it. And if it comes in, we're not proving to the universe, we're not proving to ourselves as well that we're going to be able to take care of it. So a lot of good energy around money coming in, opportunities coming in, prosperity, abundance, good things coming in for you. But you need to be open. You need to keep your eyes open. You need to be aware of what's going on, and you need to create an energy within you so that you can attract those things. Okay, and then our tarot is the 10 of Wands, and this is all about letting go. And I feel like this is about like letting go of all of the things that are not in alignment with this. You know, you want more abundance, you want whatever. I'm using abundance and prosperity as examples here, but there may be other things that you want. You want more love, you want more health, you want more vitality, whatever it is that you want more of. You have to let go of old stuff to make space for new stuff. We can't keep carrying around, like this 10 of Wands is like carrying around all this stuff, all these beliefs that we're not worthy. It's carrying around this idea of I'm bad with money, I suck at it, you know, like we're carrying around all our trauma and our negative past experiences around it. All these beliefs, we're carrying around habits around things like, you know, we're not checking our bank account, we're overspending, we're, you know, all of these things. If we let these go, then we can achieve this. So some really positive energy there around prosperity manifestation for you this month. It's just about making sure that you get into alignment so that you can make it all happen. I hope that resonated with you. Let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to work with me this month, all of the links are below on how we can do that together. Sending you lots of love. Okay, Cancer. Your cards are Saint Therese. Let's start here, although they do kind of go together, but let's start with the Oracle card. Saint Therese, simplicity, devotion, and empathy. So here we have a really clear, strong message around simplicity. Every time I pull this card for myself, I always just feel like it's a powerful reminder of just like simplify your life. You know, we make things so difficult for ourselves. We have enough things in life that are difficult. You know, we live in this crazy time on planet Earth. We have so many things that are out of our control. It's just, you know, it's a really nutty time to be incarnated. There's so much going on. Why do we make it even harder for ourselves than it absolutely has to be? Simplify your life, simplify your mindset, go back to the heart, go back to the core of like what's really important for you. What do you really value? What do you really care about? And when you can kind of pinpoint that and you go, okay, actually, these are the things that I really value. I value my relationships. I value my health. I value, you know, whatever it is for you. Then you can have a look at what is getting in the way of you having a deeper experience with those things. So your tarot card is the Death card. And before anyone freaks out, the Death card is really just about cleansing and clearing and transitioning. It's an ending. It's like one way of being is ending so that another way of being can begin. And so I feel like for you this month, the Death card is kind of signifying what do you need to let go of in order to have this deeper experience with the things that you really value and the things that are really important to you. You're going to need to let go of some things. You're going to have to take some things off the to-do list that actually really aren't important. You know, we're all doing things that we don't really need to be doing. You know, I do this in my business all the time, and I'm really trying to get more and more conscious about that this year. That's something that I'm working on. Looking at all the things that I'm doing, the ways in which I'm spending my time and my energy that actually serve no purpose. You know, they're not actually important, and they're taking time away from the things that are really important. You know, sometimes with the kind of work that I do, we can spend so much time on Facebook or Instagram, for example, you know, like commenting or looking at everybody else's posts, and that can be fun for a little while, but when we go too far into that, it means that we're not creating our own content, right? So that's just, you know, an example. But where in your life do you need to let some of these things go that you don't really need to be doing, or that you don't really want to be doing. I feel like for some of you, you've said yes to some things in the past that may not be in alignment anymore. They may not be things that you want to keep saying yes to. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to change what was once a yes into an actually, I don't want to do that anymore. And that's absolutely okay. So your month is all about simplifying and really focusing on what you value and what's really important to you, making sure that you have time and energy for those things. Okay, gorgeous soul, I hope this resonates. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. And if you would like to work together this month, all the links are below on how we can do that together. Okay, Leo, let's see what is occurring here. Oh, I'm loving this. Okay, this is all about your power. So Morgan Le Fay, divination, witchcraft, magic, and power. She is such a powerful, powerful guide, Morgan Le Fay. I actually have a class over on my website, and it's one of my most popular classes that people have taken, and they have just loved it. And people even now just send me emails talking about how it's like, it was so great. So go and check that out if you're interested in learning more about Morgan Le Fay. But she's inviting you this month. It's all about stepping into your power. It's all about really seeing your worth and seeing your potential. I feel like that word's really coming through, potential. Some of you, I know for Leos, if you are a Leo, you have a lot of Leo in your chart, you're probably already gonna have an element of I'm already in my power VIX, which is great, which is really, really cool. But, there's always more. There's always more to learn. There's always like a next level to go to. There's always something else that we can kind of bring forth, wherever we're at, no matter how great we think we're doing at a certain thing on the path. There's always more to learn. So you have the Ace of Wands here as well. And the Ace of Wands as your tarot, it's just like taking back your power, really taking back your power. This would be a fantastic month to do some rituals on calling back your power. And there's a ritual in Witch Please where we do this. I think it's in Witch Please. It might be in Manifest Your Dreams. I always forget to bring those books here and to show you. But there's a ritual in there. It's a really simple ritual. All you really do is you just stand up, or you sit if you're unable to stand, and you just kind of put your arms out, or wherever works for your body, and you just kind of call back your power, and you just visualize. You got to say it like you really mean it. I call back my power from all directions of time and space. And then you visualize these, whatever your power looks like. I sometimes see it as like little lights or puzzle pieces, or there's all these different ways you can visualize it. And I visualize them all coming back to me, and I reclaim my power from all timelines, all lifetimes, everywhere that it's ever gone, whether it's been taken from me, whether I have sent it away, whatever is kind of the deal. Call it back to you. Call back every single aspect of your power to you, and forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for all the times when you gave your power away, or when you let someone else take it from you. Just like let that shit go. So many of us, we get so caught up. Obviously, if it's big stuff for you, you might want to get some support, some therapy, some support with dealing with that. But so many of us, we hold on to the past as if like it's a lifeline, as if it is, this really important part of who we are. And yes, the past makes us who we are now, but it doesn't define who we are now. So you can let that go. Let go of any unforgiveness you have towards yourself for anything that you feel like you did in the past. Just let it go. Like even for the things that you feel like if you hurt somebody else, or if you hurt yourself, or whatever, it's time to let that go. I'm just hearing Morgan Le Fay. She's just like, let that shit go, because it's not serving you. And when it doesn't serve you and it keeps you stuck, or it keeps you feeling powerless in certain situations or aspects of your life, you cannot do what you came here to do. You cannot be the powerful inspiration that you're here to be for so many people. So let that shit go. Okay, gorgeous Leos, I hope that resonated. Please leave a comment below and let me know how you're taking back your power this month. If you'd like to work together this month, all the links are below on how we can do that. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Virgo, let's see what is in the cards for you. So I'm really loving this. Okay, so we've got Lady Nada, divine service, higher heart, and light work. You know, Lady Nada has such a Virgo energy, and I've never really thought about that before. And I love how whenever I do these readings, I always feel like I'm, you know, I learn so much. I learn so much from doing these myself. So Lady Nada, divine service, higher heart, light work. I really feel like you are being guided this month to step into a kind of a higher expression of purpose and a higher expression of your truth. And that could mean like a million different things, depending on where you are on your journey, what you are, you know, what your goals are, what you're trying to do here, all of these things. But there's just this feeling here of like purpose. I just keep hearing the word purpose, and it's all about just living in alignment with your purpose as much as you can. And now some of you might be thinking, I don't even know what my purpose is. So I give you a clue. The other card that we have here is the Artist. And this is a really interesting card from this deck because it's not in the traditional tarot, and we have this guy who is just creating, and he's got the wings on his ankles as well, which is, you know, the symbol of Hermes and Mercury as well. So you know, he's creating, he is writing a new story for himself. I really kind of love to see that card this way. What do you want your purpose to be? You know, we always talk about like what it, you know, like our purpose, like it is this, you know, this thing that we're never going to figure out. The limited edition reading for this month is the ultimate life purpose reading. So if that's ringing a bell and you're like, Vix, I just need some guidance and help with that, then grab a reading this month that might help and support you. But you know, there's this question that always comes up. It's like, well, what do you think your purpose is? What do you want your purpose to be? Because often that's the answer. You know, like I spent a lot of time really wanting to be a writer. I just wanted to write. And you know, I was like, is this my purpose? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And then, you know, my guys would say, well, what do you want to do? And it's like, I want to write books. And they'd be like, okay, stop saying that you want to write books and not writing a book. So, you know, that's when I sat down and I started to spend my time writing. And now I am in a place where I have just signed my 7th publishing contract. So, you know, you can get to decide what it is that what your purpose is, what you want to do. You don't have to wait for like God in a cloud and the thunderbolt to tell you what your purpose is. You know, you can decide what it is, but you will feel like you are living your purpose when you feel like you're living from your heart and you feel like you're living your truth. And it's not, living your purpose doesn't mean that everything's easy all the time, or that you're never going to have a problem, or you're never going to feel like, oh, I really want to do this today. You know, we're always going to have those days, no matter how in alignment with our purpose we are. And, you know, I'd love for anybody to say that that's not true, but the people that I know who live their highest life still have those days. So yeah, that's one way to know that you're living your purpose. Another way to know is that you just kind of feel like it's the right thing for you to be doing right now. So if you have a feeling of like, I don't know what I'm doing is the right thing that I'm supposed to be doing, then maybe you're not fully living in your highest purpose. One final thing your guides want to say though, is that you're already living your purpose. It doesn't mean that, you know, you're not already living your purpose if you're kind of wanting to do more, but it's about, you know, a lot of us live our purpose, but we want to live a higher purpose. Like we really want to feel like we're in the highest expression of our purpose. So that's your aim, that's your goal this month. Sit with that, think about that, think about that question of like, what do you want your purpose to be? Rather than having to wait for someone else to tell you. But if you can't figure it out on your own, you can get a reading and I'll help you a little bit with that. Okay, gorgeous. I hope that worked for you. I hope there was something in there that was useful for you. I'm sending you lots and lots of love. And yeah, links are below if you want to hang this month. Lots of love. Okay, Libra, let's see what is in the cards for you. Okay, so we've got Jalungal, transition, life stages, and coming of age as your oracle card, and your tarot card is the Hanged Man. So we've got a real transition energy here for you, Libra. A real transition right now. And often when we're in a time of transition, it's really like this cliche thing of, we go into the cocoon and nothing seems like it's happening. We're just kind of sitting in this cocoon waiting for, I don't know, whatever to happen, waiting for something to change. And we don't notice that we're growing. We don't notice that we're changing. We don't know that we're becoming the butterfly. We have no idea what's going on, right? And it's only like a month later that we're like, oh, okay, I'm a butterfly, cool. And this is just, like a metaphor for life. A lot of the time when we're going through transitions, we don't really know what the heck is going on, right? Like we can sometimes just feel like we're kind of in the middle of something, or that nothing is happening, that everything is happening. Sometimes a transition period can feel very chaotic, like so much is changing and shifting, but we just don't know what we're supposed to be doing about it. Eclipse season is like the ultimate kind of metaphor for that, because eclipse season just tosses us and twists us and everyone's like, the chaos, I don't know what's going on. And then we come out the other side and we're like, oh, okay, that's why that was happening, because I needed that reset and I needed to see those things and all of that. So transitional periods can feel like that, with a lot coming up to the surface. If a lot's coming up for the surface for you right now, the advice is to just be kind to yourself as you process it. Let things come up, notice them, be kind to yourself. When things come up, whether it is like some old stuff that you thought you'd healed, some beliefs that you're realizing you have, whatever it is, old stories, old exes, whatever it is that are kind of coming up for you, let it come up and look at it and go, okay, why is this coming up? What do I need to learn? What do I need to know? What do I need to do to like release this and let it go? Stuff comes up because it wants to be released. At least for the most part. That's how I always kind of look at it. Stuff comes up because it wants to be released. It's not just coming up to hassle you and be like, oh, you haven't thought about this person for like 15 years. We're just going to like show them to you and like, good luck, like, here they are. Let's think about these memories that we haven't thought about for ages. It's like, it comes up because it's like, we want you to heal it. We want you to clear it. We want you to learn. We want you to realize the lesson, and then you can kind of let go and move on from it. But a transition period can also feel like nothing is happening. Like you're not making the progress in life that you want to be making. You're not reaching your goals as fast as you want to be, or at all. You're trying to manifest something that's just not happening and you don't know why. I feel like for a lot of you right now, there's a lot of message around divine timing. Like things will happen, but you have to be patient. You have to give them time. Not everything works on our timeline. Unfortunately, some of us, think like, oh, I just want everything to, I think of it and then I want it to happen like the next day. And that's because, a lot of people who are very high vibrational can kind of, we think it and we shift something in our energy and we're like, okay, that's gonna come to me now. But then it takes like 6 months, like in the physical world. So transitions can have like a lot of different kind of things going on. There can be a lot of different feelings and a lot of, different things happening within a transition. Go easy on yourself. If nothing's happening, know that something is happening. If everything's happening, know that it's not going to be forever like that. Okay, just be kind to yourself and love yourself a lot during this transition. That's the best thing we can do when we're going through, intense times. Just be kind to ourselves. Okay, I hope that resonated. I hope there was something useful in that for you. Please check the links below if you'd like to work together this month. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, Scorpio, let's see what's occurring. Okay, your oracle card is Saint Joan of Arc, courage, fearlessness, and activism. Okay, so we all love Joan of Arc. We all think that she was pretty amazing. And this month, you're just being kind of asked to embody a little of that energy for yourself, to embody the fearlessness, to embody the courage, to be courageous, like really focus on living a courageous life. I feel like you're being really guided this month to get outside of your comfort zone, to do some things that maybe feel a little bit like things that you want to do, but you're not sure that you can do or that you're ready to do. Anything that kind of feels like it's a bit uncomfortable, but maybe it could have like a really positive reward for you, then it could be a really good month for you to take a leap of faith. Joan of Arc didn't sit around and just expect the world to change. She got out there and she made some change. And so that's a big message coming through for you as well this month, is around how can you change the world? And I'm not saying you're responsible for changing everything. I think a lot of us, if you resonate as a light worker or as any kind of spiritual soul, a lot of us can kind of get ourselves into this place where, you know, we kind of think that we're here to save the whole world and we have to do everything on our own. And, you know, it can feel quite heavy. That's not the game. That's not what we're here to do. We're obviously here to just do our part. But what is your part? I feel like you're getting called to step up into this energy of activism, whatever it is for you, whatever you feel really passionate about. Follow that passion, follow that calling, and do something to make a difference in the world, no matter how small or how big, whether it's just being kind to a random stranger or telling someone on the internet they're great, or, you know, saving the world, like joining a cause, like, you know, going and protesting, whatever it is. Do something. It'll make you feel really, really good. It'll make you feel really good. And so many of us were like, oh, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know how to help. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And we sit around and we navel gaze and we agonize about it all. But when you like join a community or you go and protest something or you know, take a stand for something, that feels amazing. That feels amazing when you do that. Okay, your other card is the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like there's a message here around balance. So as much as there's all of this energy with you this month around like, get out of your comfort zone, make some things happen, do some things that, you know, change the whole freaking world. There's also this message of like, but you know, within reason, make sure that you're kind of like balancing out these energies of, yes, I'm going to save the world. Yes, I'm going to be an activist. Yes, I'm going to do all these amazing things. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. It's going to be great. But I'm also going to make sure that I have time to rest and look after myself. Sometimes when we get so kind of focused on the energy of activism and we want to help save the world and we want to do all these things, we can kind of go into such a kind of fire energy that we're just kind of burning so bright and so fast that we burn out, and then we don't have any energy to give to the causes that we believe in, or to our projects, or, you know, whatever it is that we want to do. So we have to make sure that that's balanced. We have to make sure that we balance that saving the world with also saving ourselves and looking after ourselves too, right? Okay, beautiful Scorpio, I hope that this served and supported you. Do let me know in the comments if it did, and if you'd like to work together this month, all the links are below on how we can do that too. Sending you lots of love. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see what is in your cards. So your oracle card is Persephone, youth, innocence, and rebirth. So I'm feeling really drawn to the rebirth aspect of this for you, Sagittarius. I feel like, you know, we're kind of coming out of a big time, right? Like we're kind of coming out of a really big time. We have had the eclipse season, which I know was a little while ago now, but I feel like it was a really big one for so many people. Like so many of us were hit really hard from that. So we're still kind of integrating and processing and coming through that. And then we had Mercury retrograde, and that was a bit of a doozy too, mostly because I think the conjunction of Mercury retrograde and eclipse season all at the same time was kind of like you know, that was a lot. And there's so much other stuff happening in the world and happening for us personally as well. You know, there's so many things. And I kind of feel like for you, it's maybe taken a little bit of time to kind of process and come through that. But I feel like this month for you, Sagittarius, you're kind of like going to be ready to come back. You know, there's this feeling of like, your energy will probably start to feel a little bit brighter and higher. You might feel like you finally got a bit more space. You finally got just like a bit more enthusiasm for things. I just kind of feel like you're coming back to life. So my friends in the Northern Hemisphere, this feels like it's perfect for you going into spring. You're kind of navigating that whole rebirth portal. For us here in the South, you know, we often think of autumn as like a time when we go within, but you know, it doesn't have to be. Now, if you feel like, hey, I want to get out and do some stuff, then, you know, get out and do some stuff, right? One thing I notice here where I live, we kind of have like a second spring a little bit in autumn. So depending on where you live, you may feel that again. Like we kind of have, you know, all the roses die during summer, and then in autumn it gets really wet and everything kind of grows back again. And then in winter, obviously, it kind of all goes back again, but it's like this second spring. So I invite you, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, to think about this as like a second spring for you. You know, this time when everything turns green again. Like here in Australia in summer, everything is brown, and now it's like it's green again. Yay! Everything is coming back to life, even if it's just for a little while. So bring yourself back to life. I feel like there's some messages here around like, what can you do to bring yourself back? How can you support yourself? Sometimes, you know, with readings, it's like, oh, you'll be like feeling this rebirth and you'll be feeling like everything's coming back to life. But we have to decide that's what we want. You know, listen to this and go, is that what I want? Do I really want to have this rebirth right now? Do I need to sit for a little bit longer before I come back to life? There's no wrong or right answers for that. But just ask yourself, you know, like, what do I need to do? What do I need to gift myself? How can I look after myself? How can I bring myself back to life? That's your question. And your Four of Pentacles here just kind of asks you what you need to let go of. What are you holding on to tightly? What do you need to release? And so that makes really good sense for here in autumn. You know, some of the trees are losing their leaves. We have to, and you know, in spring we do this too. We have to cut away the dead wood so that something else can grow. And that's essentially, you know, the answer to your question around what do I need to do to bring myself back to life? Well, you need to cut away the dead wood so then you can grow. Okay, Sagittarius, I really hope that resonated. I am sending you so much love. And if you'd like to work together this month, all the links are below on how we can do that together. Lots of love. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn. All right. Let's see what is here. Okay, Sheila and a gig. You know, this is one of my favorite cards from this deck. Every time I pull her, I'm just like in awe of Ellie's amazing artwork and how she really got the vision for this. Gateway, opening, and legacy. So if you don't know what the Sheila and a gig is, I invite you to go and do a little Googling because it's fascinating. It's amazing. So gateway, opening, and legacy. So, okay. So a couple of things here. I feel like you've been through the portal of transformation and you kind of come out the other side and you're like, okay, now what? Now what? What do you do when you're on the other side of a portal? What do we do in that space? Well, you get to decide what that is. You get to decide what your new chapter is going to be like. I feel like you're sitting here right now. You finished one chapter and you're here with a blank page and it's like, what do you want to fill it with? If you don't intentionally decide what you want to fill this next chapter with, do you know what will happen? Nothing. Nothing will happen. Things will just kind of happen to you and you'll be like, oh, okay, this is happening. That's interesting. In Kundalini Yoga, we talk about it as being on the fate path where we just kind of go through life, just letting things happen to us. But I feel like you're done with that and you're ready to go to the destiny path. And the destiny path in Kundalini Yoga, we talk about that as that is your highest destiny, your highest path. You're not just letting things happen to you. You are creating your destiny. You are deciding what is going to happen to you. You are being very intentional about what you want to experience, how you want to live your life. So that's a big, big thing coming up for you this month, to get really intentional. I feel like that's the word that's really, really coming through for you. It's just like, be intentional, set intentions and come back to them often. And I think that could be a message for everyone, but for you right now, it's just like this can shift and change so much. If you feel like you just kind of, life is just happening to you, start setting intentions every single day. Today, I'm going to have a good day. You know, get cheesy with it. Do some affirmations, some Louise Hay affirmations. You know, I used to think they were so bogus. I used to think affirmations were so stupid and so bogus, even when I was on the spiritual path. And then I started doing them kind of just as a joke, really, you know, just be like, oh, I am my best and highest self. And I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff actually really works. It really works really, really well. Start telling yourself a different story and start affirming who you are, what you want to, who you're becoming and what you're creating. So your tarot card is the 5 of Swords. So I feel like this is what we're releasing. By getting into this space of like, I am taking my power back. I am taking my power back from my mind, from what everybody else has always told me I'm supposed to do and supposed to be. I'm taking my power back from that. And so this, you know, 5 of Swords energy, it's just like we're shifting that and we're clearing that by being intentional and writing our new chapter and not just letting life happen to you. I feel like I've said that quite a few times, but I feel like that's the really big point of this reading is like, don't just let life happen to you. Create the life that you really want to live. Okay, Capricorn, I hope that resonated. Let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to work together this month, you can do that by checking out the links below. And I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, where are we up to? Aquarius. I always think every time I do these readings, I'm like, I'm going to mess this up. I'm going to forget one of the signs. I'm going to do one of the signs twice. I should have a better system. Okay. Aquarius, this is your reading for the month ahead. Okay, so you have Atagatus, transformation, deep diving, and mer magic. So there's been quite a theme actually here in our readings today. A lot of cards, a lot of messages coming through about transformation. So this is also a message for you. You are also transforming. You are transforming whatever you want to transform. Whatever you want to transform in your life. So I'm also loving the aspect of this that asks us to go and do some deep diving. So you're really being called to, you know, transform some things, transform your mindset, transform. I'm hearing for you very specifically, like letting go of old stories that you tell yourself. And I tell myself the stories all the time. And I've been getting really curious about that. And I've been noticing more and more these days, like when I'm telling myself stories, like what stories am I telling myself right now? So I've been telling myself this story in the last week or so. I've just been talking so much about how tired I feel, you know, and the full moon always brings that up for a lot of us too. I feel so tired during the full moon, you know, like, and here we're going into autumn. So it's like, it's a bit gray and it's getting colder. And so, you know, I've been telling myself this story of I'm so tired. And then when I start telling myself that story, then it turns into this story of like, I can't get up early because I'm too tired. I can't do that because I'm too tired. I need to just, and this is something that, you know, we always need to keep a little check on as well. It's like, you know, I can't do my spiritual practice because I'm so tired. Okay. I can't like live the life of my dreams because I'm so tired, you know. And then we start to have these other stories of like, I can't live the life of my dreams. I can't do exercise today. I can't get out of bed. You know, all these stories, and it all comes from like, you know, one little story that we started telling ourselves. So often when I tell myself these stories, I notice that it starts to become, a pattern, and it's like, oh, okay, I haven't gotten out of bed early for a couple of days. What's going on? And I know from myself now what happens is once I've been telling myself a certain story for a little while and I notice it, I get really tired of myself, and I kind of get to this point where I'm like, actually, I'm a little bit tired of my own bullshit now. I'm going to stop telling myself that story. And yes, I can honor and respect the fact that maybe I am feeling a little bit more tired right now than usual. So I can do things to support myself. I can give myself permission to sleep in if I need to, which is great when you run your own business. It's fantastic when you have that decision to make. Maybe it's a decision of I can go to bed a little bit earlier, I can eat a bit better, I can take a little bit more time out, I can go slower on things, I can say no to some things, all of these things that can support us. So instead of just telling ourselves this story of I'm so tired, I can't do anything, we've changed it to a story of I'm feeling a little bit tired right now, I'm really going to look after myself. It's a totally different energy behind that. So what are the stories you're telling yourself? I didn't mean to make this all about me. Aquarius, I did not mean to make this all about me, but I just wanted to give an example. And I know I do this to myself all the time. And the more you start to notice the stories you tell yourself, the more you go, okay, that's an interesting story I'm telling myself right now. And then once you notice it, you're just like, I gotta stop telling myself this story. This is not helping anybody. So your Five of Pentacles. This is the stories we tell ourselves, the Five of Pentacles. I'm so poor. I'm so broke. I'm so stuck. I'm so bad at things. I'm not good at things. I'm so old. I'm too old to do that. I'm like, all the things that we tell ourselves. And I'm not interested in being one of those people on the spiritual journey who's going to just tell you, well, you create your reality and that's it. So if you tell yourself you're broke, you'll be broke. Because I do think there's more to it. I do also believe in the physical reality. So I do believe that, there are things in our lives that, like when I said, I'm tired, that was true, and then it's like, if you're in a space in your life where you don't have a lot of money right now, that's true. That is a true thing of like, I don't have a lot of money right now. But there are ways to reframe things, right? There are ways to reframe things and say, instead of telling myself, I'm always broke, I never have enough money, I suck at money, I'm like, it's never going to happen for me. Those kind of stories, we can tell ourselves a story of like, I don't have money right now, but I'm going to change that story. That can be your story. That can be your new story. I don't have this right now, but this story is going to change. I really stop believing that. Instead of just getting stuck in those places where we just repeat the same story over and over and over. And it's so hard to, create abundance or prosperity in your life when you're constantly telling yourself that it's not going to happen. And I use money and prosperity as just an example there. It can be anything in your life, anything in your life that you're trying to make happen, or any stories you're telling yourself. Okay, Aquarius, I hope that resonated. I hope that was useful. Let me know in the comments below, and please do check out the offerings as well in the comments if you would like to work together this month, and I'm sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, where are we? We're nearly finished. We have 2 signs left. Okay, Pisces. Let's see where we at. Grandmother Spider, Ancient Wisdom, Connection and Guidance. And the World. Okay. I love this. I just felt, as soon as I turned these over for you, I just felt so much love and peace and protection just kind of like sweeping over and surrounding us. And I'm a Pisces rising, so take this from me as well. It just, as soon as I saw that card, Grandmother Spider, I just felt like your ancestors are with you. Your passed over loved ones are with you. I know we know that. I know you know that. Okay, like, yes, we know that. But sometimes we get so caught up in life. We get so caught up in being busy. We get so caught up in whatever it is that we're working on or working towards, or just general life stuff, that sometimes we forget to just take a pause and just tune in to the realm of the ancestors and to say hi to our passed over loved ones. I feel like they would love for you this month to just connect to just like make some time. And it doesn't have to be like, you know, oh, you spend all your time sitting around talking to your ancestors, although it can be if you would like to do that, but it doesn't have to be like in that way, right? Like it can be that you and this is one thing I used to do when I commuted a lot. I spent a lot of time in the car, and so I used that as my time to like talk to guides and talk to my ancestors and talk to my passed over loved ones and just kind of say, hey, tell them what was going on with me, fill them in, ask them how they're doing. And you know, that's how we stay connected to our ancestors and our passed over loved ones. That's how we stay connected to them. We talk to them, we let them know how we're doing. I feel like your ancestors, your passed over loved ones are just kind of asking you like, hey, how you doing? Let us know. And you know, when you send a voice note to someone and it feels like therapy, have you ever done that? I have a friend who started to send me like really long voice notes. I think the longest voice note they sent was like a 45 minute voice note. And they used to say like, it feels like just therapy to just like send a voice note, you know, to just send a voice note and just say all the things that I want to say and all the things that are coming up for me. And I just, in saying them, you know, we're healed. In saying something in a space where you feel held, it heals you. So tell your ancestors what's up. Tell them what's worrying you. Tell them what's like bringing you down. Tell them what your challenges are. Ask them for their support and their love and their wisdom to come through. And it might come through in like words or phrases or a song that comes on the radio at just that time. It might come in just through an inner knowing that everything's going to be okay. It might come through in, you might just start crying. I always do that. I feel like I'm about to start crying now. I always do that whenever I feel like my ancestors and loved ones are around. I just bawl my eyes out. It's like, I don't really know what's happening. You know, like I just feel like I'm just connecting in with that energy, you know. And we don't always have to know exactly what it is that we're receiving. We don't always have to feel like, oh yes, my ancestor told me this, and this, you know. Sometimes it's just a feeling. Sometimes we get nothing, but we just kind of feel like, okay, well, hopefully they heard me, you know. So your tarot is the world. So I love this because I kind of feel like this is the ancestors reminding us that please make time to speak with the spirit realm and connect in with the realm of spirit. But don't forget that you live here on earth and there are things that you need to do here. And there are things that you are here to do that are really, really important for your soul growth, for your soul journey. And yeah, it's really important that you're here. It's really, really important that you're here and that you're here now. I know sometimes we think like, why have we incarnated in this craziest time on planet Earth? But if you look back at history, it's like it was all a crazy time. I don't think there was like ever a time in history where things were like, oh yeah, okay, you know, things are like super great right now. I'd like to say like maybe the 90s, the early 2000s was like a really good time. But you know, as far as like history goes, it's never been easy. It's never been easy on planet Earth ever. Maybe like Lemurian times, you know, way back when, that might have been a good time. But yeah, okay. You're here. It's important that you're here now. It's important that you're here now. I feel like that message really just had to come through. It's important that you're here now. Okay. All right, Pisces. I really hope that resonated. I am sending you so much love. If you want to work together this month, the links are below on how we can do that. Okay, Aries, lucky last. Usually you go first, but you are last this month. You have some beautiful cards. You have Sarasvati, knowledge, learning, and writing. I love this for you. And if you are writing a book or you want to write a book, then this is a sign. This is a sign that your book wants to be written and it wants to be read and your words want to be out in the world. Maybe it's not a book, maybe it's something else, maybe it's a song, maybe it's a different kind of creative project, but whatever it is that you're creating or you want to create, it wants to be out in the world. Maybe it's something like a course, or you want to teach, or like put a YouTube up on video that teaches people how to crochet, you know, like whatever it is that you want to create, you want to make, and you want to like share something with the world wants it. People want what you have to create. That's just that's just the message. That's just it. But I would also like to say to you that if you are wanting to write a book, I can help you with that. So I've just signed my 7th publishing contract, which is very exciting, my 7th book deal. Super excited about that. As you could probably tell, I can help you if you want to do that. If you want to write books and you want to get them published traditionally, or you want to self-publish, I've done both, so I can help you with either of those things. I've done nonfiction and fiction. The link is below if you want to do that. But doing it is important. It feels like your creative work, your creative writing, your creative work is so important this month. It's really important that you focus on that and that you express yourself and that you create something, even if nobody else is going to see it, right? Like even if you have no big dreams or intentions to like share any of this stuff with the world, right? You just want to do it for you, then you just do it for you. And that's all good. The writing aspect of this, I also feel like there's a message here around journaling and automatic writing as well, to help you to tune more into your intuition, to help you to receive the answers that you seek. So a lot of us, you know, we pull cards, and I love using cards as a way to get the answers that I want, but journaling is another really fantastic way to do that. So you can either just journal, just let out whatever wants to come out, or you can do automatic writing where you kind of, you know, you write at the top of the page your question and then you let yourself answer it. You try not to get too in your mind about it. You just kind of let the answer come through, whether you feel like that's coming through spirit guides, your intuition, wherever you feel like it's coming from. You'll be amazed at what comes through. So your tarot card is the 4 of Swords. So there's a message here around letting your writing and your creative projects be healing for you. So many of us do creative projects because we have trauma, because we have stuff that we need to process. And that was very true for me, especially for my fiction writing. I didn't even realize it at the time, you know, it's just like, oh, I want to write a story. It'll be so fun. It's amazing, like what comes through when you sit down and you write some fiction, you know? It's like, wow, okay, who are these characters? And like, what are they going through? And like, how do I know that, you know, it's just, anyway, I could go into that forever, but, you know, it's healing. It's deeply, deeply healing. So even if nobody ever reads your work, sometimes just writing it can just heal you. So there's a connection here for you around creativity and healing. So whatever you're trying to heal in your life, whatever you want to release, whatever you want to change, whatever you want to let go of, whatever you want to just, you know, heal, use your creativity to do that. Whether you're doing a creative project or whether you get really creative just with your own healing journey. And like, what do I want to do today on my healing journey? What's going to heal me? What's going to help me? What's going to support me? So I would love to see your book, if you have one. Maybe it's poetry, maybe it's songs, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's, you know, creative. Whenever we talk about creativity, people always think about like art and writing, but creativity is everything. You know, it's like what you wear, it's the color you paint your nails, it's like what you put on the internet, you know, what you say on the internet, your blog, your social media posts, you know, it's all creativity. And if we can get really intentional with it and be like, why am I doing this? What am I creating? What am I trying to say? Like it can, you know, it just has like a totally different, it can be a totally different experience. Okay, Aries, I really hope that resonated with you. Let me know in the comments what you're creating this month. And yeah, if you'd like to work together this month, links are below on how we can do that. And I am just sending you so much love, and I will see you next time.